Jayda jalil de raise Champions League ek had gas mein hanguman kick pe java naramenne bhag dulanne bhidi dasde goal ek gannai sit sarasenne samarok venne sabdeta denne one heart. One game, one heart, Champions League. This is where we start. Together we dream, together we fight. We are the champions. Under the
Football under podamoriye, irangal mordhangal kadandidame. The lights are shining, the crowd will roar. This is the moment we waited for. The passion's rising, the call is clear. The Champions League is finally
One game, one heart, Champions League. This is where we start. Together we dream, together we fight. We are the champions.
we play for love, pride and fame. For every child who dreams again. No borders here, no fear, no end. Just one dream that we defend. மரங்கள் திக்காகவே களத்தில் உறுதியாய் மின்னவும் நாமே. நாமே Champions League வரவே உணர்வதற்கு தருமே.
Chia ekai kemak denne, kollo set ekama ek venne, goal ekata kick ek denne, Champions League mein aramenne. One game, one heart, Champions League, saganai aramenne, didi denne, jaya ganne, eka seenata apiyanne. One game, one heart, Champions League where dreams take part. Raise your flags, feel the art. Football, one game, one heart. Hey, oh, one dream, one star. Hey, oh, one game, one heart. Champions League, forever we play. The spirit of football. It's
Sri Lanka Football Champions League. Powered by TV Supreme.
Good afternoon to the picturesque Racecourse Stadium as two teams who are off wins from the previous week take on each other. St. Mary's take on Saunders Sports Club. Both teams with high on confidence after convincing wins the previous week. We'll look to bring that form into this week 2 of this Super 8 round. Massive game under the scorching heat here in Colombo. As you take a look at the weather conditions for this game, temperature for a high of 31 degrees. A shower might be expected later on in the evening, but as of now, I think that's quite far out. Massive game here in the race of this Sri Lanka Football Champions League title. St. Mary's, the boys are from Jaffna, take on Saunders Sports Club. You can catch all the live action on Sri Lanka Football Facebook and YouTube page, and on Supreme TV and the Papare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel. And to take you through this Super 8 round encounter, I have Atif Siddiq with me. A very good evening to you, Atif.
Good evening, Reshwan. As you mentioned, both the teams coming off from two comprehensive victories in the previous week. And here's the fixtures and results for this week. Yesterday in the afternoon game, we saw Serendib making havoc against Sri Lanka Police. Then at night, Olosan Olavale's only solitary goal earned all 3 points for Javelin. And now we have St. Mary's taking on Saunders. Saunders yet to be beaten this season. And later the day we have Solid Sports Club taking on Pelicans. Another team was yet to be beaten this campaign. And Saunders coming off a thumping victory against Sri Lanka Police last week onwards. Then St. Mary's, a surprising victory, one would say, against Serendib, finishing the game 2-1. And here's the points table in the Super 8 in the halfway mark of the week. Number 2, Saunders.
Indeed, this end of that week 1, Atif, so it's yet to be updated. But wins for Javelin last evening will give them to go on to the top of the table. And Serendib as well, getting their first points in that evening game yesterday. So some strides for Javelin and Serendib. But Sri Lanka Police once again suffered a loss, a massive loss for them last evening. So plenty to play for, as we could say a table top clash here in this evening. So surely will be quite a mouth-watering clash under the scorching heat here in Colombo.
Definitely a couple of underwhelming defeats for Sri Lanka Police. Back-to-back games, they have conceded 4 goals or more. So lots and lots of homework to be done from Mahinda Galagedera's perspective. And Saunders, on the other hand, riding high, as Shanta Sri will be looking to extend his unbeaten run in this Champions League 2025-26 campaign.
Two teams high on confidence here. Will really look to continue their good form in this week number 2 of the Sri Lanka Football Champions League, the Super 8 stage. So massive game to try and get points and go on to the top of the table at the end of this week 2. As we welcome the two sides, the two undefeated sides, make way for St. Mary's Sports Club and Saunders Sports Club. A massive clash here at the Racecourse.
Saunders in their famous yellow strips, and St. Mary's in their dark green stripes. Here's the 4 officials for the day. Indunil Sandakalum in the middle of your screen, and Kushan Indika and Malish Akash will be AR1 and AR2. Asif Askar will be the reserve official for the day. Two teams with plenty to play and plenty to lose. And here's the confirmation of the referees for the game. Indunil Sandakalum will be taking you through the 90 minutes. Kushan Indika, Malish Akash and Asif Askar will be his assistants this afternoon. St. Mary's side riding high after a good win against Serendib in their previous outing. winning it 2-1, coming from behind. A good wick into their bag, and Saunders, even they came from behind. They were 1 goal behind going into that break, then turned up the heat in the second half, scoring 4 goals in no time. Indi Vaudar, the skipper in the blonde hair for Saunders, will be hoping to extend the unbeaten run and finish right at the top of the table in the Super 8 at the end of week number 2, as New Star did go down against Javelin yesterday. Quite a surprising result, as Olusan Oluvale did make sure that Javelin secure all 3 points. And here's the team lineup for Saunders. Priyadarshan, Nalim, Ziad Mufazzal, Patum Gimhan, Samir Pereira, Indi Vaudar, the skipper, Abdulaziz, Muhammad Fausan, Clovis Frank, Roger Felipe, and Janssen Alisane, the goalkeeper. Good to see Alisane back between the sticks. He did go through a small injury scare, but now he's back on his feet and back going for Saunders. Here's the St. Mary's lineup. Nitarshan, Ebiron, Danjuma Gumbari, S. Madhivadanan, Sebastian Arul, Arnikan, the goalkeeper, John Lavani, John Kesley, Prince Clifford, OK Metabo, and Jerushan to make the 11 for St. Mary's. Couple of changes for the boys from Jaffna, and a positive result will be hoped from Ratnam Jasmine's St. Mary's outfit.
Did a big clash here. The yellow versus the blue.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've been waiting for. Let the countdown begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And it's Saunders Sports Club who kick things off this crucial Super 8 encounter. And early signs of attack from Saunders, but cut away. St. Mary's will have their first possession in their own half.
With New Star losing their game against Javelin last night, it's the perfect opportunity for both these sides to go to the top of the table with a win here, and an early free kick in favor of St. Mary's. And here's St. Mary's. Not the best of crosses coming in, but Saunders will be mighty happy. And here's Clovis Frank down the wing. Frank through ball takes a deflection. Okay, Metabo trying to do everything all alone, but Ebiron, the long hanging throw in. Here's St. Mary's with an opportunity, but crowding the man, and with a shot from range, an early save by Alisane. This is what Alisane brings into the for Saunders. An early strike, shot on target, a brilliant save. Good reflexes shown by the Saunders number 1. That's Biron, I believe, who took the shot from range. No second invitations needed for the St. Mary's centre half to test the goalkeeper. Positive signs for the boys from up north. And here's the first corner of the game. St. Mary's starting the game in the front foot. Anikan. Nitarshan Rad, the skipper, with the corner. The referee blows a whistle for an infringement inside the 18-yard box. And Saunders can breathe a sigh of relief after that early scare from St. Mary's. It was Nalim who went down after a slight contact with one of the St. Mary's players. Clovis Frank had a brilliant game against Sri Lanka Police in his previous outing. Pathum Gimhan, the nifty winger from St. Joseph's College, Colombo, has been a live wire for Saunders, a success throughout this campaign. And now Saunders with their first corner. And Indi Udara will take a small jog towards the corner flag, as he has been absolutely brilliant with his set pieces throughout the campaign. Has a couple of goals also behind his back. The Saunders keeper has been instrumental for Saunders' success in the first round, and it was a clear opportunity. The ball ricochets off the centre half, and St. Mary's with an opportunity, and Samir Pereira winning a free kick favor of Saunders. If not for it, it would have been a mighty close chance for St. Mary's to break the deadlock. Samir Pereira, and again free kick for Saunders. Udar takes it quickly. Here's Gimhan with a good control, but referee suggests it took a touch off his hand. Both the teams yet to find their feet in this game. Yes, it's just has been 5.5 minutes, but with the time progresses, we'll see well and surely both these sides will bring up the IA game. Pathum Gimhan finds Raja Felipe over the top. Numbers inside the box for St. Mary's. A heavy touch of Danju Magumbari taking it off, and with an opportunity, clear opportunity for St. Mary's, and they do score off the rebound. St. Mary's go 1-0 up in the 7th minute of this game. John Lavani, that is, breaking the deadlock for St. Mary's off the rebound of Alisani. And this has been coming since the kickoff. St. Mary's have been knocking on the door quite oftenly, and they have been rewarded with an early goal. John Lavani.
The man for St. Mary's Sports Club, John Lavani. Calm and composed finish. Saunders had nothing to say in that attacking move from St. Mary's Sports Club. Brilliant for the lads from the north as they draw first blood. But always, whenever you score this first goal, hopefully teams don't stop their attacking moves. St. Mary's Sports Club will have to continue to knock on the door here. because it will be pretty hard to always try and defend against this Saunders outfit, Atif.
Definitely, this is not unfamiliar territory for Saunders. They have been under the pump quite a few times this campaign, but they have always found a way to come out of it. Especially this man on your screen, Indi Udar, has been a special cog for Saunders, linking up the defense and attack. Saunders, as I mentioned before, still have not brought up their A game so far in this game. They are a team which takes time and they take a bit of time off the game to find their perfect rhythm and harmony. Once they get going, there's no stopping this Saunders outfit. But on the other hand, St. Mary's, this early goal will give them a huge boost going forward, and a bit of argy-bargy there from the St. Mary's centre half. Danjuma Gumbari going over Samira Pereira. Samira Pereira with a change of hairstyle. There was a shout for handball as well, as Samira Pereira did lift his arm while going down, but referee saw Danjuma Gumbari's infringement as the first to take place. Patum Gimana, Mufazzal Ziad will be very important in Saunders' comeback here if they are to give one. Mufazzal Ziad have some really good pace up in his tank.
Once again, not winning the race, but maybe pretty tough to beat. Okay, Metabo in that back line of St. Mary's Sports Club. He's been rock solid for the lads from the north. We saw that in that previous week as well, Atif, how well they defended.
Indeed, we did see what the Serendib front three could do in the afternoon game yesterday, and St. Mary's keeping them quiet and winning the game in the previous week goes on to show how good of an outfit this St. Mary's is.
They are currently in the lead here. Saunders are the ones who are trailing in the game. Will have their work cut out to try and come back against a very strong outfit, especially in the back.
Indi Udar again with the set piece for Saunders. Well cleared, and here's Lavani. Lavani goes through the wing for St. Mary's. There's numbers inside. And Alisane comes off his lines with a diving and sliding tackle. Frank. Beautiful diagonal from Clovis. Frank. Does Ziad has enough legs, but Frank cooking it a bit too much on that occasion. Does Ziad have enough legs? Anikan will have to play a huge role going forward in this game. The goalkeeper for St. Mary's. He has done pretty well so far this season. Couple of clean sheets behind his name as well.
Long diagonal pass, switching play. Ziad just not able to capitalize on that attacking position. So once again now attack for St. Mary's. They can be quite threatening in these counter-attacking moves. Puts that ball in. John Lavani not being able to get to the end of it, but still alive for St. Mary's Sports Club. But Saunders have done well to drop back as Pathum Gimhan managed to make that interception and wins a free kick in the process as well.
Alisane taking the free kick shot. Roger Felipe. Udara. Ziad with numbers in front, but not picking up the pass.
I think Nalim has done well to once again win back position, but Ziad once again the culprit. Mufazal just losing position. Plenty of errors in that attacking areas for Saunders. Ziad having a tough time. Once again, Felipe going down, and that's the free kick. I think not the best of challenges on Felipe. So now once again from range, a shot that was just going on here, but just couldn't keep it on target. But a valiant effort, Adif. I think those moves will have to keep on coming for Saunders if they have to try and draw level here.
Definitely not a bad effort whatsoever from Mohammad Nalim. From range, just whiskers away from the goal. As you said, we'll have to take plenty of chances to make something out of this game. The men in yellow, and to maintain their unbeaten streak in this Champions League campaign. Intervention from Pathum Gimhan. Gimhan has numbers in the wing. Here's Roger Felipe.
Well, that was an opportunity to give it out to Ziad in that right flank, but opted to go on his own. But that was a good run from Pathum Gimhan as well. Cutting back in, Felipe just opted to go on his own. A costly chance going a begging for Saunders Sports Club.
Very promising from Saunders. Pathum Gimhan especially right at the center of proceedings for Saunders. Fazal Ziad was on the right and he had no man marking him, but Clovis Frank thought why not have a shot from range, but nevertheless good signs from Saunders after conceding early in this second Super 8 game. Lavani goes down, but referee says nothing doing. Here's Indiva. Mohammad Nalim. Ziad. Good work from Saunders. Gimana with a heavy touch, but would have expected to do much better as he possesses good quality up his ranks. Pathum Gimhana, a former Josephian, and has represented Sri Lanka under 23 as well. Good promising young talent for Sri Lanka going forward.
Indeed, I think he's been one of those players for Saunders Sports Club as well. He's really stood up whenever needed. Bright future for that young man. Now once again, St. Mary's Sports Club down this left flank.
Prince Clifford trying to find Jerusalem on the far post, but overcooking it a bit. Prince Clifford. I've not seen him much in the action, Prince Clifford, but going forward, he'll be one of the key players for St. Mary's in the playmaking department. Here's Lavani, the goal scorer, has been everywhere on the park. John Lavani controlling the midfield, bossing it, and given away possession by St. Mary's. Indiva Udar pleading for a free kick, and this time he has got a free kick, and it's the first yellow card for the day. Sebastian Arul, the culprit. An ugly foul there by Sebastian Arul, leading Abdulaziz to go down, and Abdulaziz, by the looks of it, is in some serious pain. Hope he's all okay and will be back on his feet in no time. Unwanted challenge from Sebastian Arul.
Indeed, Aziz really feeling the aftermath of that challenge. And referee Indunil Sandakalum, no hesitation in handing that yellow card. St. Mary's will have to be careful. But talking about Abdul Aziz, I think he's been hard of the midfield for the lads in yellow throughout this season. And in tough games like this, I think they'll really need him at his best. A calm dugout, St. Mary's, led by head coach Ratnam Jusmin. Aziz back on his feet. Plenty of work for that physio of Saunders Sports Club in this opening 22 minutes or so, formerly known as Chuti Aya as well. Always knows to put on that magic spray and get the player back to 100%, as Aziz just limps off the field for now. Saunders will really need him in the middle of the park.
Definitely. It will be a costly miss if Aziz won't be continuing for Saunders. They have a good bench strength the likes of Jacob Atkinson, Mohammad Fatih, and James Ramzan. They have a good, strong bench this Saunders outfit, but the demise of Aziz would be very, very costly if he is to discontinue this game.
Indeed, those names you did mention, Atif, will play a key role in the latter part of this encounter. Aziz makes way. It's not 100%. We can see him off your screens trying to run it off. But in the process, one of the St. Mary's players are down in some discomfort. Sebastiarul. It's hot and humid conditions here in Colombo, Atif, and I think the players are really feeling it this evening.
Definitely, Sebastian Arul getting his own medicine. Just 2 minutes or so we saw him fouling Mohammad Aziz, but now getting his own medicine, Sebastian Arul. Yes, it's not easy playing under this coaching heat at Colombo. We did see some of the players going down yesterday as well with some cramps and slight niggles as well. And in the meantime, we have a relegation match played in Calonia right now. The live score update is that Crystal Palace are leading Mathura City Club at the moment 1-0. The defending champions in quite the scare, Mathura City Club. And coming back to the live action, Saunders struggling to find their feet going forward. Here's John Lavani. Arul cutting it back. Goes over the top. Quick distribution by Alisane. And possession exchange in the middle of the park as John Lavani goes down and wins a free kick in favor of St. Mary's. Fazal Ziad losing the ball, an important position. Then Nalim had to put in that tackle, a tactical foul, I'd say. Madhivadanan. A poor throw-in attempt from Madhivadanan. And you could see the funny side of it, but he'll retake the throw-in, and this time it's a successful one for Madhivadanan. And here's Sebastian Arul. The ball into the box. Lavani slipping and losing his footing in the process. Beautiful footwork shown by Danjuma Gumbari, and gifting away position. Here's Indi Vudar, the heart of the midfielder, Roger Felipe. Clovis Frank, beg your pardon. Here's Frank. Nice little 1-2s from Saunders. Beautiful from Pathum Gimhana alongside with Frank. High press coming in from Saunders, showing that urgency and willingness to win the ball back as soon as possible. As a result, here's Samir Pereira. Ziad. Good passage of play by Saunders. Patience and good precision in the final third will be key for the men in yellow. Here's Pathum Gimhana. Beautiful through ball. Gimhana with an opportunity. Puts it on a plate and oh my goodness gracious. That was an opportunity and half for Saunders to equalize things.
It doesn't get that easy. Pathum Gimhana doing so well. Opted to put it to the middle. And then that was a brilliant save, but then it was just a tap-in effort to get back into this for Saunders Sports Club.
Priyadarshan had an open goal at his side. And as we speak, Saunders are looking for an early substitution as Muhammad Abdul Aziz will have to limp off to the bench after that knock he got from Sebastian Arul just 5 minutes ago or so. It will be an early substitution and a costly miss for Shanta Sri as his talisman midfielder will have to sit on the bench for the rest of the game. Lavani. St. Mary's will play with a one-man advantage as Gumbari crosses it in. Alisane with an excellent save, and this time yet again the rebound has ended up in the back of the net.
Indeed, what's in here from St. Mary's Sports Club. Just like that, they have a 2-goal cushion inside just 30 minutes of play here. Sebastian Arul is the latest goal scorer for St. Mary's Sports Club. And this will be a massive, massive moment in the game, Atif, because Saunders have plenty to come into now. Gumbari, that dashing run down that left flank and putting that ball. And then the Saunders keeper just laying it easily for Sebastian Arul, who doubles their lead here. And this can be quite the situation to be for St. Mary's and Saunders Sports Club. Well, are we seeing yet another upset here, Atif?
This is why all the coaches tell you take your chances, and Saunders did not take their chance on the other end, and as a result, with 10 men on the park, as Muhammad Aziz limped off the park, St. Mary's taking the advantage and doubling their lead. Again, rebound coming in favor of St. Mary's. Alisane will be kicking himself after the 2 goals he conceded.
Well, the lads from the north have really turned up here. And I think these conditions really suiting them as well. Atif, hot and humid conditions. The Saunders have plenty to do now. Udara, the ping ball to Pathum Gimhana, who was in an offside position. St. Mary's now can settle in the back. Too much of eager for Saunders Sports Club. They would love to get one and pull things back. I think, Atif, as you did mention, that whenever you get those chances, you have to grab it. Saunders Sports Club have really failed to do that. And that will really be the talking point in his opening 33 minutes or so.
Definitely, from Saunders' perspective, they were in a similar kind of position against Javelin as well in the first round. There were 2 goals down, then they went on to equalize, then Javelin scored a possible winner, then in the stoppages, Saunders snatching back, coming back, crawling back into the game and equalizing things late into the game. So Saunders not in unfamiliar territory whatsoever. They have done this before, and all the Saunders fans who have turned up will be expecting the same from the boys in yellow.
Indeed, Atif, they well and surely know how to come back into games. But this time, in these Super 8 stages, the games don't come easy. And especially with a 2-goal deficit for them, we could say quite a mountain to climb. Udara with that corner kick. Udara once again puts that ball as Felipe gets a shot out, but straight at the St. Mary's defender, who's done well to win back position.
Nervous bunch of Saunders fans turned up in numbers to support the local boys from Colombo so far. And here's Udara, the shot from range, and testing Anikan.
What a shot from Indib Udara. And the fingertips have really saved St. Mary's and not conceding that first goal. But once again, coming for those set pieces, Atif, Saunders haven't been good enough. After getting some momentum from that shot, but now Pathum Gimana down that left flank tries to drive in, but wins yet another corner. They'll really need a good delivery to the box.
Here's an opportunity for Saunders, but referee Sandakalum awards a free kick in favour of St. Mary's. Wonder what was the infringement inside the 18-yard box. And side slight exchange of words as well. Nevertheless, we are underway again as we approach the final 10 minutes in this first half. Lavani with an opportunity, and this time hits it well over the crossbar. Gimhan switch of positions for him and Mufazzal Ziad. Here's Saunders with plenty of numbers inside the box. A poor cross in from Mohammad Nalim. They would have expected a better cross from Mohammad Nalim. There was numbers inside the box waiting for that cross. It was a good play, good passage of play for Saunders, but here's the substitution finally coming in for Saunders. Abdulaziz making his way into the bench after a small period where he struggled a lot with a slight hit from Sebastian Arul, and Muhammad Shahid will get his opportunity to grace the pitch as Muhammad Abdulaziz will hit the bench with a round of applause and approval from the Saunders fans up here. have turned up at Racecourse.
Indeed, Abdulaziz will be costly miss in the middle of the park. He's been one of those players as St. Mary's losing possession, but they can breathe a big sigh of relief as once again Saunders Sports Club have coughed up a good attacking move to try and threat this defense of St. Mary's.
And Saunders, here's Shahid, the substitute. First substitution for Santasri. Be hoping he's a young substitute to fill Abdulaziz's boots. Big boots to be filled for young Mohammad Shahid. Felipe. Frank. Here's Shahid. Not the best of first starters from Mohammad Shahid. And the big news last night was that Kavin Dushan had signed a contract with Pelicans SC. And a mid-season signing for the boys from Kurunagala. And it will be quite the advantage going in forward for Pelicans SC, and we might see former Sri Lankan skipper Kavin Dushan in action today, Reshwan.
Yeah, I think that will be a big boost for Pelican Sports Club. Plenty of experience behind his back, Kavin Dushan. And getting added to that Pelicans outfit, who did lack some firepower up front. But they had that foreign player as well, Muzatkin.
Definitely, Muzatkin not having the best of games in the previous outing. And here's St. Mary's with yet another opportunity. This time Alisane does really well to hold on to the ball without making a mess out of it. And coming back to Pelicans SC, Reshwan, Daniel Muzatkin missing a penalty and missing quite a few chances. And Pelicans missing out on a victory against Javelin last week. Very uncharacteristic of how Pelicans have unfolded this season, Reshwan. And Kavin Dushan's addition to their lineup will be a huge boost, as you mentioned.
Yes, will be interesting to see how Pelicans get through their things later tonight. Now once again Saunders knocking on the door, but once again it's been intercepted. St. Mary's have really dropped well in defense whenever needed. This time around trying to go through that counter attack. They have won a free kick as well. This time the culprit in committing that foul was Priyadarshana, who missed quite a sitter. And I think Saunders Sports Club have themselves to blame not being able to get their first goal here.
Definitely, sitter is the correct word, Reshwan, to describe that miss. Priyadarshana was in the perfect position to put the ball into the back of the net, but wasn't meant for him. And as a result, Saunders are down 2 goals before half time here at Racecourse. And Nidarshan tries to take it short, but gives it away. Here's Frank launching a counter, but good work from Gumbari, dropping back, intercepting the attack, which was to be launched by Saunders. Good support from Gumbari. Offside call from Malisha Akash, the assistant referee number 2 for the day. With Samira Pereira. Diving header coming in off your screen from the St. Mary's centre half. Shahid yet to find his footing in this game. Good work from Nalim. St. Mary's at the moment bossing the game with no threats whatsoever coming on their way. Here's Pereira. Saunders, a mountain to be climbed here, and with just 1.5 minutes to be played in regulation time to wind up the proceedings in first half, and there's been naughty work done by Gumbari, and he has been booked for his Ajibaji stuff off your screen. Second yellow card of the day. And alongside with Sebastian Arul and Juma Gumbari has been added to the referee's books, and will have to be very careful going forward in this game, as plenty of action yet to be taken place here. And Shahid with a poor touch there. Lazy bit of work by Mohammad Shahid, but recovered very well, and wins of corner. Mohammad Shahid. And off your screens, referee has shown the board for additional minutes of 4 minutes. That was a close opportunity for Saunders to grab a goal before the half-time break. Would have been the perfect chance for Saunders to hit the sheds with cutting down the 2-goal deficit to 1.
Long kick from OK Metabo. It's done well in the back. St. Mary's have managed to keep Saunders Sports Club at bay. But as things stand, Saunders will probably go into that break with a 2-goal deficit. For St. Mary's, a 2-goal cushion will be massive. And that could be 3. But brilliant save and a much needed one from Jansan in goal for Saunders Sports Club. And St. Mary's, they have always, against the run of play, just threat this defense of Saunders Sports Club and really put them at ease. But once again, the set piece coming up for St. Mary's at the brink of half-time. Can they find another one and probably put this game into bed with a whole half yet to come?
Nitarshan. Bit of confusion there between the players. Mohammad Nalim, the center of things there. Here's the replay of that slight collision. Nalim, okay, Metabo getting the better of Mohammad Nalim physically. Pathum Gimhana. Here's Clovis Frank with the cross in, but St. Mary's doing very well. Nitarshan, skipper, tracking back the run and puts the ball out of reach. Here's Lavani, goes over Samir Pereira. Lavani still through the flanks and well defended by Priyadarshan. One final opportunity for Saunders before the half-time break. Ziad, Gimhana with space, perfectly timed run by Gimhana, but Mufazzal Ziad overcooking it. He had many options to pick, but Ziad this time overcooking it a tad bit.
Well, Ziad is having quite a tough time out there in his opening 45 minutes. And just not helping Saunders Sports Club as well as St. Mary's now. Probably one final burst this Saunders defense.
And is it an own goal, or the referee did blow his whistle before it? I think there was a slight foul before that play. I don't know what is it exactly, why the game was taken back. Quite possibly it could have been a penalty by the looks of it, but still the ball did end up in the back of the net through an own goal. We'll have to see what the call is from referee Sandakalu. All going and here's the replay of it. I think it was the foul from Sebastian Arul on Samir Pereira, but he was going down. A harsh call from referee Sandakalam, one could say, but it's half-time here at the Racecourse as St. Mary's enjoying a 2-goal advantage against the unbeaten Saunders. Ratnam Jasmine will be a mighty pleased man coming into this half-time break with what his players have done in that first half, taking advantage of the opportunities they were presented, and St. Mary's, for the time being, they can keep smiling at the half-time break.
Indeed, convincing performance from St. Mary's. They were clinical up front, really took their chances. They have really caused some headache to this Saunders outfit here in Colombo. Very healthy crowd present here at the Racecourse for this top of the table clash, but it's St. Mary's who go into the break with a 2-goal cushion, and Saunders Sports Club have a whole heap of work to do in the second half. half time here at Racecourse. The sun beating down. This was one of those the first goal from St. Mary's, courtesy John Lavani. Was made no mistake in putting that ball in the back of the net. Then chances did come their way. Aziz as well took his chances. This was a sitter from Saunders Sports Club. Priya Darshana will be kicking himself, not being able to find the back of the net. And then this was from St. Mary's, courtesy Sebastian Arul, who gave the boys from the north a 2-goal cushion. Then Indivu Udara as well tried his luck from range, but just couldn't find the back of the net. Chances did go down begging. Some heavy challenges as well in that opening 45 minutes. And this was a brilliant save and a much needed one from Jan San in goal for Saunders. Plenty to play for Saunders Sports Club, but St. Mary's Sports Club with a 2-goal cushion heading into that second half.
Champions League, ek hada gas mein, hanguman kick mein, java naramenne, bhagi dulanne bhidi dasde goal ek gannai sit sarasenne, samarok venne satteta denne. We are one game, one heart. Oh, oh. One game, one heart, Champions League. This is where we start. Together we dream, together we fight. We are the champions. Under the light.
Football under the way. Yenangal modhangal kadandidame. Unjoin in the bali totru yellangal taandiramo. The lights are shining, the crowd will roll. This is the moment we waited for. The passion's rising, the call is clear. The Champions League is finally
One game, one heart, Champions League. This is where we start. Together we dream, together we fight. We are the champions. Under the
We play for love, pride and pain. For every child who dreams again. No borders here, no fear, no end. Just one dream that we defend. மரங்கள் திக்காகவே களத்தில் உறுதியாய் மின்னவும் நாமே. நாமே Champions League வரவே உணர்வதற்கு தருமே.
Cheer ekai kemak denne, kollo set ekama ek venne, goal ekata kick ek denne, Champions League mein aramenne. One game, one heart, Champions League, satanai aramenne, didi denne, jaya ganne, eka sinata apiyanne. One game, one heart, Champions League, where dreams take part. Raise your flags, feel the art. Football, one game, one heart. Hey, oh, one dream, one star. Hey, oh, one game, one heart.
Champions League. Powered by TV Supreme.
We are all set for an important second half from both these sides. And St. Mary's Sports Club making a couple of changes as well quite early. Goal scorer Sebastian Arul being taken off as M. Merison coming on. Goal scorer Sebastian Arul was on that yellow card as well, so Coach Ratnam taking no chances and bringing on those all important changes. Massive second half coming up for Saunders Sports Club. And Ruban Raj as well coming on for Ebiron. A massive second half coming up. The lads on your screens will want to keep hold of their 2-goal cushion. But for Saunders Sports Club, the lads in yellow will really look to try and come back into this. We have quite often seen them coming back, Adif. You did mention that. But we'll wait and see how things unfold in the second 45 minutes.
Definitely a big half for Saunders. If they are to maintain their unbeaten tag behind their belt. So, very important 44 minutes plus added time for Saunders. They'll have to regroup. They'll have to come into a groove and find their rhythm back, as they'll have to chase down this 2-goal deficit set by St. Mary's before the break. Samira Pereira. And given away, chance for St. Mary's. And that was wouldn't have been the perfect start for Saunders, and it would have been the perfect start for the second half for St. Mary's, as John Kesley, I believe it was, shooting it over the crossbar. It was John Lavani, beg your pardon. Couple of actions before, Samir Pereira gifting the ball to John Lavani's feet and hitting it over Alisane. Here's St. Mary's. Early scares for Saunders to begin this second half. As things stand, St. Mary's can enjoy the luxury of being on the top of the table in the Super 8s. Here's Roger Felipe. Numbers coming into the box. Indi Udar scuffs it, but still possession with Saunders. Shout is for a free kick, but referee Sander Kalum unmoved. Here's Pereira with a high and hanging ball, but Anikan with a safe pair of hands has done nothing wrong. The number 1 for St. Mary's, Anikan. On the other hand, Alisane not having the best of days at the office. Usually a very reliable goalkeeper, Pathum Gimhan, sending off the defender to the shops, but gifting away the position quite cheaply. Priyadarshan has done decently enough. Here's Pathum Gimhan. Fausan. Wasn't in the thick of things, Mohammad Fausan, in the first half. Ziad, perfectly weighted pass there. Gimhan, top ball into the box. This is quality, good quality football from Saunders, Reshwan, isn't it?
Indeed, a brilliant, probably just what the doctor ordered for the lads in yellow. They really need to bring their A game to try and at least pull things back. And Pathum Gimhan, the brilliant cross resulted in this corner. Indi Udara had an opportunity to take that shot, couldn't take it, but still a shot from range. Once again, knocking on the door and continuing to knock on the door, our Saunders Sports Club.
They'll have to keep knocking on the door, Saunders. Not an easy task to cut down the deficit of 2 goals against this very good St. Mary's outfit. The best of touches by Ruben Raj. Shahid. Felipe goes over the top. Here's Frank with space. Does he have space? But no, he doesn't. And the ball goes out for a goal kick. Positive signs shown by this Saunders outfit coming from the break. Coming after the break, rather.
In from Felipe. Indeed, that was a very close call. But we have to stick with referee Sander Callum's decision. As the play continues off your screens.
That was definitely a penalty from the replays we saw, but it's the referee's call which stands, as St. Mary's still enjoying the 2-goal cushion set by themselves in the first half. Clearly unhappy fans of Saunders making large noises in the stands, and they have all the right to do so as the play continues. Okay, Metabo, I think it was who was appealed off the handball infringement. Metabo puts the ball into the box. High press from Saunders, giving them the position yet again. Here's Ziad playing it out from the back. Saunders, this second half, they have new energy up their sleeves. Ball over the top. Here's Frank. Frank with options. Pathum Gimhan making the run in the far post. Felipe puts it behind. Shahid takes the shot. Ricochets off the defender. And Indi Udara induces the foul as referee Sana Kalum whistles for a free kick in favor of Saunders. Saunders are here with a mission on their mind. Super stuff going forward. And Indi Udara will obviously fancy his chances from this range. Rashwan.
Indeed, Saunders Sports Club really need to pull one goal here. Plenty of blue shirts in that wall. Referee Sandha Kalum having a word with those players. Plenty of argy-bargy stuff in that penalty area. Samira Pereira and Captain Udara over this free kick. Udara goes straight at goal. That was needed for Saunders Sports Club, and it's their skipper who has pulled things back. And he's knowing, and he's saying he's the captain for a reason. And Saunders Sports Club and the fans out here at the Racecourse have found their voice back, courtesy a brilliant goal from their skipper from that free kick. And Indiva Udara take a bow. He's drawn first blood for Saunders Sports Club here.
This has been coming since the start of second half. Bruno Fernandes-esque stuff by Indi Udara. Brilliantly executed free kick. No chance whatsoever for goalkeeper Anikan. Indi Udara, week in, week out, this man has been producing top class performances as off your screens. John Lavani with a shot from range. But what a brilliant free kick taken by Indi Udara, skipper for Saunders. And all of a sudden, this game has gone into a different angle. Rashwan, just a 1 goal deficit. We did have a penalty shout just a couple of passages ago as well. It has all been Saunders since the start of the second half.
Indeed, and I think that's resulting in the way St. Mary's are going through these motions here. They have come out here to defend, and that will not matter if Saunders Sports Club equalize proceedings here. St. Mary's will have to continue the good work. They haven't been able to settle into the second half like they did in that first half. I think the changes have really made some shift in momentum. But a massive final 30 minutes coming up here. Saunders Sports Club, a timely goal for them as well, Atif. And I think who else better to do that? Courtesy their skipper, Indi Udara. And a spring in their step now for Saunders Sports Club. Udara once again. Ziad lays it off. And now a big opportunity. And he's coughed it up. Shahid. And hands on the heads of the lads in yellow. And that would have been a golden opportunity to try and equalize proceedings here.
Mohammad Shahid, that was a chance and a half to equalize things here at the Racecourse, but hits it over the crossbar. Doubt there will be a chance like that going forward for Saunders, but by the looks of it and the way they have been playing in this past couple of minutes, Saunders will be knocking on the door and will be creating chances for sure. Here's Batum Gimman with a bit of fancy footwork. Batum Gimman bringing out his A game. Here's Saunders. Fausan goes down. And finally, a free kick awarded in favor of Saunders. Fausan coming into the fore for Saunders.
Once again in the Budar. Opts to take a short free kick. Ziad back to Udara. Udara puts this ball, but tad bit too heavy, and he knows it. But good pressure from George, but the referee says it as a goal kick. But George Felipe saying it's a corner, no matter what you say. And I think the main referee has awarded it for a goal corner kick. And a change for St. Mary's Sports Club as well.
This is enthralling stuff here at Racecourse. Saunders fans going wild here at the Racecourse stands as they'll be heading for a corner here. Not the best of set pieces taken by skipper Indi Budar, and St. Mary's clearing their lines. Alisane playing it quickly from the back. Nalim. Udara. Priyadarshana goes over the top. Raja Felipe. I mean, that's a bit harsh on Clovis Frank Rashford. He was in control with the ball, and the St. Mary's player coming into his path. A bit harsh on Clovis Frank, I'd say. But nevertheless, referee Sander Callum's decision will stand as the final decision as OK Metabo with the free kick.
Need plenty of emotions coming out now. Massive half hour of play left here. Just the goal separating the two sides. Lavani was not brought into action quite a lot in the second half. Has possession once again with him. Gifted to him, we could say. And I think Saunders Sports Club going back into that first half and thinking about that opportunities they had to try and get some goals in. Once again, wins a free kick in the Bodar. Just calming things down for St. Mary's in the back. Udara sees his left winger in the far side. Curling ball in. Pathum Gimhana manages to keep it alive. But how well has he done there? But just not enough.
And outside of the boot, pass by Mohammad Fausan. Pathum Gimhan, oh my word, what a player he is. If he had taken a slight touch of Anikan's knee and gone down, it would have been surely a penalty in favor of Saunders. The perfect opportunity. It would have been to equalize things.
Well, this boy, Pathum Gimhan, Atif, deserves to be in that score sheet. He's been brilliant for Saunders Sports Club down that left wing. Ziad to Pereira. Pereira back to Ziad. Ziad plays that ball to Felipe. Felipe back to skipper Udara. Udara puts in a good ball here. And Saunders, what have you done? You would have equalized things there. And the reactions from the crowd says it all. Udara, you cannot do much more. But Felipe just couldn't hit that ball into the back of the net.
Shahid coming off the bench, having a howler, I would say. But still a youngster, Mohammad Shahid, learning his trade. Two superb opportunities fell into his feet. Mohammad Shahid, the substitute, replacing Abdulaziz, who had to go off the pitch after a slight contact with Sebastian Arul earlier in the first half. And Shahid so far has not proven himself in front of the goal. But Saunders will keep knocking on that door. Mohammad Fawzat. Udara. Morrison to take a long throw in. Heads it over, but it's a St. Mary's corner. And there will be a substitution. Mohammad Shahid has been replaced by Muhammad Zaid, the former Zahirian. We'll have to feel for Mohammad Shahid, isn't it, Rashford? Not the best of outings for the youngster.
Indeed, he's been taken off. Did come off the bench as well. But a dreadful few minutes on the pitch. But you have to feel for the young man. But surely will come up well in the next games to come. Brilliant from Saunders Sports Club now. Ziad. Once again in the middle of the park. They are missing that box-to-box midfielder Atif in Abdulaziz, who's been brilliant for Saunders Sports Club throughout this season. Was forced to go off, nursing an injury. And I think his absence really making a big difference for the lads in yellow, especially in that middle of the park.
Definitely. But nothing to take away from skipper Indiva Udara. Week in, week out, that man has put on some superb performances for Saunders, carrying the team. And here's St. Mary's. Substitute for St. Mary's. Lays it off John Lavani. And in the process, Jerushan wins a free kick as Priyadarshan has gone into the books. First Saunders player to be booked this afternoon. They have been very disciplined, this Saunders outfit, compared to the St. Mary's players. But at the end of the day, it's the scoreline which will matter a lot.
Sri Lanka football president Mr. Jaswar in attendance here at the racecourse. And on the screens to the left was the referee assessor, Mr. Dilani Pereira.
Devudara trying something fancy there, but no man was found. Looks like a player with loads and loads of confidence, and is not shy to try a couple of different things as well. Here's Pereira. Fausan. Nalim with a messy clearance. Nalim. St. Mary's with an opportunity, but Mufazzal Ziad to help out. Here's Indi Vaudar making the run from the far post. Nalim. Here's Pereira. Ziad controlling, bossing the midfield. Have switched places with Indi Vaudar playing in a much deeper role, Mufazzal Ziad, compared to what he was in the first half. Indi Vaudar playing in a much more attacking position, and as a result has put himself in the score sheet as well. Here's Ziad again. From what I've seen is Ziad a much better player, playing in a deeper role. Lavani. Clifford rather. Ball over the top, and easy decision for Kushan Indika in the touchline. Switch off positions. Frank not winning the battle against Lavani, but Ziad again. Ziad has been brilliant since that switch off positions for him with Indi Vaudar, Mufazzal Ziad. Good ball carrier, the number 8 for Saunders. Linking the defense and attack, Mufazzal Ziad. Cheap defending by Saunders, and John Lavani goes down. Referee suggests it's all ball by Nalim there, but off your screens. Priyadarshan, I believe, who has gone down, taking a knock onto his shin, I believe. I think it's a bit of cramping situation for Priyadarshan, already on a yellow card, the number 3 for Saunders. Yes, indeed, it was all ball from Mohammad Fausan, stretching his left leg and preventing John Lavani from a clear-cut chance.
A good crowd in here, decent crowd in here at the racecourse on this beautiful Saturday evening. Saunders now with around 17 minutes left on our clock. They need to try and find that equalizing goal and then probably the winner. But St. Mary's, you can't rule them out. They've been doing the bulk of the defensive work here.
Yes, indeed, it has been one-way traffic in the second half. Saunders with all the attacking and missing a couple of clear-cut chances as well. Mohammad Shahid wasn't at his best for the time being on the pitch. Mohammad Shahid came as a replacement for Abdulaziz and he has been taken off. Here's Clovis Frank. Shot taken from a crowded area. Had no room whatsoever. But still 15 minutes plus added time to be played. So plenty of footballing action to be unfolded here. From Saunders' perspective, this 15 minutes or so will be flown away from Saunders, but they have the quality. Here's Pathum Gimhana beating his defender. Here's an opportunity for Saunders. Raja Felipe. Losing his footing. Samira Pereira. Not the best of deliveries. India Budar was all set to make that inducing run into the box, but not the best of deliveries coming in from Samira Pereira. But nevertheless, here's St. Mary's. Jerushan. Nice clearance from Fausan, finding Roger Felipe. Frank holding it up. Beautiful 1-2. Here's Gimhana. Gimhana with his right foot and wins a corner. Saunders and Pathum Gimhana. Gimhana, change of personnel to take the set piece. This time it will be an in-swinging delivery from Pathum Gimhana. Not the best of corners taken, and as a result, an easy clearance for St. Mary's. John Lavani, only man standing between Fauzan and Alisane. Pleading for a corner, but Alisane takes the goal kick quickly. Here's Pereira. Nalim. Mohammad Zaid, substitute, coming in to replace Mohammad Shahid. Here's India Budar in the wing.
Well, the emotions are getting the better of both set of players. Ratnam, as the head coach of St. Mary's, will have to keep calm in the touchline, especially. If not, that could spread the St. Mary's outfit in the playing field as well. Prince Clifford. Things are really heating up. Decent ball in from that free kick. But St. Mary's have done well in the back to clear things.
Ziad. Rolls it down to find Roger Felipe. Felipe with the cross in. Heart in the mouth stuff for the St. Mary's defense. Indi Budar with his dancing feet goes down. Yet another free kick. And John Lavani, I believe it is, with the infringement. And he'll be going into the referee's books. Yes, that's John Lavani, the goal scorer for St. Mary's. Indi Budar. This switch between Indi Budar and Mufazzal Ziad has been rewarding for Saunders. Since Indi Budar has come into the wing, it has been all havoc down the left flank for Saunders. Tactical brilliance, I would say, from Shantashri. Knowing which card to be played at what time. Still 10 minutes or so. Over 10 minutes. Just over 10 minutes to be played in regulation time. Plus there will be a chunk of added time as well with all the stoppages we had throughout this second half. Mohammad Zaid with his fresh legs alongside with his keeper under the dead ball. A very important dead ball situation here for Saunders.
Ziad straight at goal. Not much of a minute, but once again Saunders Sports Club have let a good attacking move just go in vain.
Indeed. Good set piece taken, but a bit of old school antics from Anikan there, trying to take time out of the clock. Pereira. Beautiful first touch by Indiva, winning a free kick. This man has got something special in him, Indi Budar. That European player bringing in to the Sri Lankan shows with fancy footwork. Indi Budar, this Saunders skipper. Ball floated in. Clovis Frank. It's a decent enough touch. Ziad battling it out to keep the ball in. Here's Saunders with a clear-cut opportunity. Frank. And that's a penalty. And finally, Saunders have got their penalty in their favour. Elated Saunders fans in Racecourse.
Well, big moment in the game here. Clear handball, and this time there was no escaping from referee Sander Callum for OK Metabo in the back. And a massive moment in the game. The Saunders Sports Club have a golden opportunity, and it doesn't get more easier than this. A penalty kick to draw level here. They were down 2-0 at half-time. And at the 83rd minute, they have an opportunity to get that equalizing goal here. Looks like it will be Ziad Mufazzal over this penalty against the St. Mary's man between the sticks. Arnikan. Ziad. from the spot for Saunders Sports Club. And he's made a big hash of it, but converts the rebound. And Mufaz Al-Ziad can be a very pleased man as he equalizes proceedings here. Fails to convert that penalty, but does well with the rebound. And Anikan, you have to feel for him. He did the hard yards in saving that penalty from Ziad. But Ziad Mufazal making no mistake with the rebound. As Saunders draw level here at Racecourse.
Indeed, this is what they do. Saunders crawling into the games. Mufazzal Ziad hitting straight into the goalkeeper, but that rebound making sure hitting it back off the net. Mufazzal Ziad has had a brilliant second half, and now St. Mary's with an opportunity. Gimhan with his dancing feet, toying with the St. Mary's defense. Endeavour making the run, but referee brings back the game.
Substitution for St. Mary's. Judge number 8, Marida's induction is replaced by judge number 9, Sivasubramaniam Jitrusa.
Substitution coming in for St. Mary's. Their skipper has been taken off, Nitarshan, and he'll be replaced by their number 9, Sivasubramaniam Jintushan. Skipper Nitarshan having a year full on his way back to the bench by the Saunders fans. Still over 5 minutes to go here at the Racecourse, plus added time. Anything could happen. Saunders deservedly have equalized things here. Roger Felipe, Lavani, Prince Clifford. Here's the substitute. Beautiful first touch away from Fausan. Fausan had to make a contact there, and good counter attack there by St. Mary's. Now there will be a free kick in favor of them. Interesting finish here at the Racecourse to this end-to-end game we have had throughout this 88 minutes or so. Okay, Metabo. Metabo. Lots of light in the ball. Nothing doing in favor of St. Mary's. Mohammad Zaid has been very decent. Mohammad Zaid since coming off to replace Mohammad Shahid. Heading into the end of regulation time as Saunders found their way back into this game through Mufazzal Ziad's goal. Initially it was saved by Anikan, but the rebound fell in right into Mufazzal Ziad's path as he converted it for the equalizing delivery. An awkward bounce over Alisane. Had to make an effort, and as a result it will be a corner kick for St. Mary's. Saunders not dropping back as one would have thought. Have numbers in front as well in case of a counter attack. Saunders in a positive frame of mind. The corner comes in. Poor corner there taken by Gumbari. And slight injury concern on Samir Pereira as he signals he's okay to continue. Just under 3 minutes to be played in added time as well. Ziad, very unlike of him, gifting away the ball. Lavani beats Samir Pereira. Nice touch, beautiful from Mufazzal Ziad. And Roger Felipe, the culprit of giving away the ball. Samir Pereira, timely intervention. The free kick. At this point, it's just a bit of time wasting by the St. Mary's players. A good result from their perspective against this much formidable Saunders outfit. Crowds from either sides of Racecourse, and here's some of the Pelicans players. They'll be taking the field in the night game against Solid. It'll be one interesting game, as well as Pelicans will be looking to extend their unbeaten run as well in this campaign. Obe Metabo. Fausan does really well to keep John Lavani quiet. Fausan, he has had one heck of a game in the back line for Saunders, the young left back. Possibly the final play of the game, and it's a foul throw taken by St. Mary's, as that will be a full time, and that's it. Saunders crawl back after going down 2 goals down in the first half, and find themselves equalizing courtesy of Mufazzal Ziad's late goal, and they can maintain their unbeaten run going into the third week of the Super 8 round as well.
Well, this draw just sets the table quite nicely, Atif, with Serendip's win yesterday gives them the 3 points as they come up, and then Javelin as well with the last week draws, and this week's win puts them in contention at the top of the table, but the points table confirmation will get later tonight after we wrap up the week 2 of the Super 8 round. But what a fierce battle we saw between St. Mary's and Saunders Sports Club. They really had to work hard, and they had to do all the hard yards in that second half. They had to come from behind, and they have done that in quite emphatic way. Brilliant. I think Captain Udara was pinnacle in that performance for Saunders Sports Club, as he has really led his troops well in that second 45 minutes. Definitely. It's been a game of 2 halves, Atif. St. Mary's getting 2 goals in that first 45 minutes, and then the second 45 minutes was all Saunders Sports Club.
Yes, indeed. As things stand, Saunders, St. Mary's and Javelin are all equal in 4 points. It's just that goal difference will make the difference on the standings, as this is the full-time confirmation. St. Mary's 2, Saunders 2. 2 late goals from Saunders give them just 1 point. A fighting back performance from the men in yellow, and here's some highlights of the second half. This is that first goal scored by Saunders skipper India Udara. What a free kick it was. It was all Saunders in the second half. Then St. Mary's defense were under the pump, and this was Mohammad Shahid missing an easy opportunity. Shahid, then Patum Gimhan alongside with Fauzan, Mufazzal Ziad, all were very, very instrumental for Saunders in this second half. Shahid again missing an opportunity in front of the goal. Fawzan. There you go. It was brilliant in the defense for Saunders. And in the Budar enforcing some fouls from John Lavani. Okay, Metabo. Then Prince Clifford. This was that opportunity which led to a penalty through a handball infringement. Anikan's save wasn't enough for Mufazzal Ziad to score the equalizer, as the elated Saunders fans were going wild when Ziad found the back of the net to equalize things.
Indeed, brilliant. What an evening out here at the Racecourse. Prior to this game, we did speak about how close this game will be, Atif, and I think that has really lived up to it as well. But brilliant from Saunders as well. They had plenty of opportunities to find the ball in the back of the net, but they will still take away this point, as they really had to fight hard against this St. Mary's outfit. We have Navod Vijay Vikram down there with the Saunders Sports Club skipper Indiva Udara.
අපත් සමග එකතු වෙනවා අද තරංගයේ වීරයා සොන්ඩස් කණ්ඩායමේ නායක ඉන්ද්‍රිව උදාර. ඉන්ද්‍රිව අද වැදගත් තරගයක් වෙන සොන්ඩස් කණ්ඩායම. මොකද පළවෙනි තරගයේ ජයග්‍රහණය කරලා එන්නේ. නමුත් පළවෙනි අර්ධයේම ගෝල් 2.0ක් වශයෙන් පිටිපස්සෙන් තමයි සොන්ඩස් කණ්ඩායම හිටියේ. මොකද්ද මේ පළවෙනි අර්ධයේදී මොකද්ද සොන්ඩස් කණ්ඩායමේ මේ සිදුුනේ? ඒ වගේම දෙවෙනි අර්ධයේදී කොහොමද මේ කම්බැක් එක ගැන කතා කරොත්?
පටන් ගත්ත ගමන් පොඩ්ඩක් මම හිතන්නේ කමියුනිකේෂන් එකේ පොඩි මේකක් තිබ්බේ. ඒක නිසා පොඩි මිස් පාස් දෙකකිනුයි අපි හරියට හැන්ඩල් කරන්න බැරි වුණා. ඒ මූවමන්ට් දෙක ඒ නිසා මම හිතන්නේ ඒගොල්ලන් ගෝල් දෙකත් ඒත් අපි කොයි වෙලාවකවත් අපි මේ සීසන් එකේ කිසිම මැච් එකක් ගිව් අප් කරන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද වටිනම දේ අපේ ටීම් වර්ක් එක. මම හිතන්නේ අපි කවදාවත් ගිව් අප් කරපු නැති නිසා තමයි මම හිතන්නේ මේ ටූර්නමන්ට් එක හොඳටම සක්සස් වෙලා තින්නේ. අද මම හිතන්නේ බෑඩ් එකක් වෙන්නේ නැති, බට් නෙක්ස්ට් ටයිම් කොහොම හරි අපි දන්නවා අපිට කරන්න පුළුවන් දේ. ඒ නිසා ඔක්කොමල්ලා එකමුතුවෙන් ඊළඟ මැච් එක අනිවාර්යෙන් දිනනවා.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි උදාර. ඉදිරි තරඟවල සුබ පතනවා.
Thank you so much.
Well, he has to be a pleased man with that performance, especially in that second 45 minutes. He really did well to get his side that point, and I think a hard fought point for Saunders Sports Club. But I think St. Mary's might be disappointed, will be disappointed after being in that winning position, and they'll well and surely think that they have dropped points here against Saunders Sports Club. And to talk more about that performance, we have the St. Mary's head coach down there with the interview.
අප සමග එකතු වෙනවා සෙන්ට් මේරිස් කණ්ඩායමේ පුහුණුකරු රත්න ජස්මින්. කෝච් ෆස්ට් හාෆ් එකේ 2-0 ලීඩ් කරන් හිටියේ. මොකද අද තරගය ගැන කියන්නේ පළවෙනි තරගයත් හොඳට ජයග්‍රහණය කරලා ඉන්නේ සෙරෙන්ඩිප් කණ්ඩායම ප්‍රබල කණ්ඩායමක් එක්ක. සෝන්ඩර්ස් උත් තවත් ප්‍රබල කණ්ඩායමක්. මොකද අද තරගය ගැන අදහස් දැක්වුවොත්?
ඇත්තටම දන්නවා සවුන්ඩර්ස් එක නෝ ලොස් එකෙන් ආපු කණ්ඩායමක්. අපි කොහොම හරි මැනේජ් කරගන්න තමයි try කරේ. ඇත්තටම මේක අපේ ක්‍රීඩකයෝ පොඩ්ඩක් සෙල්ලම් කරා හොඳයි. ඒ වගේ මමත් මේ ගිය සතියේම හොඳටම අසනීප වෙලා හිටියේ. මම ට්‍රේනින්ග්ස් වලට ගියේ නැහැ. ඇත්තටම මම ස්තුති වෙන්න ඕනේ. මම ඇසිස්ට් කරන්න ඉල්ලුවා මිස්ටර් රූමිට. රූමි ඇත්තටම ඒ ජොබ් එක හරියට මට කරලා දුන්නා. මේ අන්ෆෝචුනලි මෙතන මේ මම බ්ලේම් කරන්නේ. නමුත් මම දකින්නේ මේ තවදුරටත් අපේ ඩිසෙන්ස් වල හරි දෙයක් වෙන්න ඕන කියලා තමයි මම බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ. මොකද මේ සමහර දේ කෝච් හැටියට අපි මහන්සි වෙලා සමහර දේවල් පොඩි දෙයක් වෙලා ඒ කණ්ඩායමකට ඒකන ඇඩ්වාන්ටේජ් වුණාම තව බරපතලට අපි වැටෙනවා. ඒ වගේ සවුන්ඩර්ස්ට ඒ වගේ දේවල් වුණා අපිට වුණා. හැබැයි ඒක වුණාට නමුත් ඒක ඇනලයිස් කරලා හොඳ දෙයක් ගන්න ඕනේ කියන අදහසෙන් කියන නැත්නම් මම අද බ්ලේම් කරන්නේ. නමුත් එතරම සෞන්ඩර්සෙන් හද හොඳට සෙල්ලම් කරා. අපි දන්නවා සෞන්ඩර්ස් එක හැම කණ්ඩායමත් එක්කම සෙකන්ඩ් හාෆ් එකේ තමයි ඒගොල්ලෝ try කරේ. ඒ පුළුවන් නිසා තමයි අපි දැන් අර මේ ස්ට්‍රැටජි එක වෙනස් කරා සෙකන්ඩ් හාෆ් එකේ අල්ලගන්න. අර යම් කිසි වැරදක් වුණා. ඔයාලා ෆ්‍රී කික් එක මොමන්ට් එක අනිත් එක අර ෆවුල් කියලා ඒ දෙයක් වුණා. නමුත් අපේ කණ්ඩායම ඇත්තටම හොඳයි. අපි මම හිතනවා අපි මේ විශ්වාස කරනවා අපි ගොඩක් දුරට තවත් ෆයිට් කරගන්න පුළුවන්. ඕන කණ්ඩායමක අපි කොල්ලෝ හරි ශක්තිමත් වෙලා ඉන්නවා.
Okay coach, බොහොම ස්තුතියි ඉදිරි තරඟවල සුබ පතනවා.
Okay, thank you very much.
Well, Coach Ratnam Jusmin will be a disappointed man, but nevertheless a point against Saunders Sports Club. They'll take it. They would have taken it at the start of this game, but as that game did go on, I think he'll be disappointed as their side did drop points here. We have the Saunders head coach down there with Nawud Vijay Vikrama. Over to you, Nawud.
අප සමග එකතු වෙනවා සෝන්ඩර්ස් කණ්ඩායමේ ප්‍රධාන පුහුණුකරු ඩී ශාන්තසිරි. කෝච් පළමු අර්ධයේදී මොකද උනේ සෝන්ඩර්ස් කණ්ඩායමට?
අපිට හැමදාම වගේ වෙන දේ තමයි උනේ. අපි සෙටල් වෙන්න ඉස්සෙල්ලම අපිට ගෝල් දෙකක්ම මෙතන පළවෙනි විනාඩි 15 වෙනවා. හැබැයි ක්‍රීඩා කෞශල්‍ය දිහා බලන් හිටියාම මම දන්නවා මේක අවසාන වෙනකොට මම බලාපොරොත්තු වුණා අපි දිනනවා කියන එක. නමුත් අපිට තව විනාඩි 4ක් 5ක වගේ කාලයක් තිබුණා නම් මම හිතන්නේ මැච් එක අපි දිනු. මොකද පැය එකමාරකම පන්දුව ළඟ තබා ගැනීමේ කර්තව්‍ය කරුණේ අපෙන්. ඒකට එනකොට අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම ගෝල් ලැබෙන විත්තිය මම දන්නවා කෝච් කෙනෙක් හැටියට. ඉතින් අපේ අද දවස නෙමෙයි කියන එක තමයි මට සාමාන්‍යයෙන් කියන්න වෙන්නේ.
දැන් මම දකින දුර්වලතාවයක් තමයි දැන් මුල් විනාඩි කීපෙම සෝන්ඩර්ස් කණ්ඩායම ගෝල ලබා දෙන අයද පොලිස් කණ්ඩායමත් සමග ගෝල් ලබා දුන්නා මේ කණ්ඩායම. ඉතින් දැන් මේ වගේ වැදගත් සුපර් 8 රවුන්ඩ්ස් වලදී ඒ වගේ දේවල් නොවිය යුතුයි. ඉතින් මොන වගේ දේවල්ද ඉතින් ඉදිරියේදී බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන කණ්ඩායමෙන්?
ඇත්තටම එතෙන්දී බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ ආරක්ෂක අපේ පිටිපස්සේ ක්‍රීඩා කරන ක්‍රීඩකයන්ගේ සමහරලාට තේරුම් ගැනීමේ අවස්ථාව පොඩ්ඩක් ගිලී ගියා මේකෙදී. ඉතින් ඒක ඇත්තටම අපිට අවශ්‍යයි. මොකද අපේ මැද පෙළ සහ ඉදිරි පෙළ ක්‍රීඩකයෝ පිළිබඳ මට එච්චර ලොකු ගැටලුවක් නැහැ. අපේ අවසාන පෙළ ක්‍රීඩකයෝ පිළිබඳව පොඩ්ඩක් දැන් දැනුවත් වෙන්න ඕනේ කියන හැඟීම මට ඇවිල්ලා තිනවා මේ මැච් එකත් එක්කම.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි කෝච්. ඉදිරි තරඟවල සුබ පතනවා.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි.
Well, Shant Siri will be happy with how things went on in that second half, but they'll really need to improve after that performance. But nevertheless, they'll take that point away as we take a look at the next fixture we have here. Under the lights at Racecourse, to wrap up this week number 2 of the Super 8 round, we have Solid Sports Club taking on a Pelican Sports Club. Both teams really need those 3 points, as that game will be one interesting watch here at the Racecourse, as you can catch all the live action on all the platforms. So we are showing you that game. And till kick-off at 8 p.m, it's a wrap from here. Goodbye and stay tuned and come back at 8 p.m for that all-important night game here at the Racecourse.